Hello, welcome students. In this online lecture, today we will discuss the unit first, that is the phase equilibrium, and in that phase equilibrium we will discuss phase rule. So when we are discussing the phase rule, there are some terms generally used when we studying the phase rule, and that terms we will discuss here in this lecture. So in this lecture we will discuss the statement of phase rule. What is the phase rule we will discuss here. Then when we discuss the phase rule, there are some terms, that is the phase, components and degrees of freedom. We will discuss here also the definition of phase, component and degrees of freedom. So before going to this statement of phase rule, definition of phase, component and degrees of freedom, let's see why it is necessary to study this phase rule. When we are discussing the phase rule, then the one concept comes in our mind, and that concept is heterogeneous system. Then what is heterogeneous system? We know that heterogeneous system is what? The system in which two different phases having both physical and chemical properties different, that system is called as the heterogeneous system. And the behavior of such heterogeneous systems are well explained or described by using this phase rule, right? So this is importance of this phase rule in studying this chemistry. So how these heterogeneous systems described? They are described by using by means of the diagram. And whatever this heterogeneous system, it will be described or predict qualitatively, not quantitatively. So how? If the effect of changing pressure, temperature and concentration on a heterogeneous system in an equilibrium. So how it study? The study of what? Effect of changing pressure, temperature and concentration of the heterogeneous system which is in equilibrium can be studied by means of a diagram by using this phase rule. So this is the necessity of this studying of this phase rule. So first, this effect of this phase rule or study of this phase rule by using the diagram with the change in pressure, temperature and concentration for all heterogeneous systems which are in equilibrium was first discovered by the American physicist named as Willard Gibbs, who discovered this relationship in 1874. So, in general, the phase rule is study for what? Study the behavior of different heterogeneous systems. Why? For the behavior of different heterogeneous systems, and they can be predict qualitatively by using what? By using this phase rule. So let's go. What is the statement of the phase rule? So the statement of the phase rule is that we know that when we are studying the phase rule, we are considering what? We are considering the heterogeneous system. Which system? Heterogeneous system. We are considering the heterogeneous system. Heterogeneous systems. Then when these heterogeneous systems are in equilibrium, okay, when these heterogeneous systems are in equilibrium, and they depend only on what? Temperature, pressure, concentration, variation, right? That is what he said, that when a heterogeneous system is in equilibrium, and it only depends upon what? It depends upon only the temperature, pressure and concentration variation, and not influenced by means what? They cannot be affected by gravity, surface forces, electrical and magnetic forces. What it means that if there is a heterogeneous system and that heterogeneous system is in equilibrium, okay, and if I have influenced any gravitational force or surface forces or electrical or magnetic forces applied on that system, the equilibrium of that heterogeneous system should not be changed, it not be influenced. Okay, it's only dependent on what? On the temperature, pressure and concentration. At that time, the number of degrees of freedom, that is the number of degrees of freedom, exceeds the number of components and the phases by 2. At that time, whatever the number of degrees of freedom of that system is what? Is exceeds the difference of what? Difference of components and phases by 2, and that is nothing but the statement of phase rule. Okay, in simple way, again I will describe it. Let's consider when a heterogeneous system is present and that heterogeneous system is in equilibrium. Okay, and this equilibrium is only depend on what? Temperature, pressure and concentration variations, and it not be influenced by what? It not be changes or it not be affected by gravity, surface forces, electrical and magnetic forces. At that time what? The number of degrees of freedom, that is F, exceeds means that is exceeds by 2. How much? The difference of number of components and the phases by 2, and that is simply the phase rule. Mathematically, the phase rule can be written as what? F is equal to C minus P plus 2, where F is what? F is number of degrees of freedom, C is what? C is number of components, and P is called as what? P is called as the number of phases of the system. So this is a simple statement of the phase rule. Okay, in simple words, what we say that when there is a heterogeneous systems which are in equilibrium and which are only depends upon which term? Temperature, pressure and concentration variations, and not be influenced by what? Not be influenced by gravity, surface forces, electrical and magnetic forces. At that time, what happens? Then the number of degrees of freedom exceeds. How much exceeds? The difference between what? The difference between component and the phases by 2. That is the simple statement of the phase rule. Or you can write mathematically, if for the 1 mark, you can write this mathematically. F is equal to C minus P plus 2. That is a phase rule, and this phase rule is given by whom? That is given by what? It is given by the Villard-Gibbs. Okay, in exam they will also ask give the statement of the Gibbs phase rule, so you can write this Gibbs phase rule. Okay, where F is equal to C minus P plus 2, that is the mathematical expression for the phase rule. Then, so which are the terminology generally used in when we are discussing the phase rule? That is the phase, which is denoted by the capital P, component, which is denoted by the capital C, and degrees of freedom, which is denoted by the capital F. Let's discuss one by one. First phase, then component, and then degrees of freedom. So what is phase? The phase is what? Is any homogeneous part of the system. Okay, any homogeneous part of the system having what? All physical and chemical properties same throughout. Means if in a system, if there is a part of that system which is homogeneous and which have the same physical and chemical properties same throughout, that part of the system is considered as what? It is considered as the phase. If the system may consist one phase or more than one phase. Okay, means a system may or may not have, if there is a presence only one phase, or it may be having the more than one phase. So when the system consists only one phase, it is called as the homogeneous system, right? It is called as the homogeneous system. N is pure substance. The example of the homogeneous system is what? Pure system. It is pure substance. It may be either solid, liquid, or gas. Gas may be only, if I consider as a solid, then the only pure solid is considered as the homogeneous system. Liquid, pure liquid is considered as the homogeneous liquid, and pure gas is considered as the homogeneous system. Made, which are made by one chemical and have the same physical properties. That is considered as the one phase system, or it is considered as the homogeneous system. Then the system consisting of two or more phases. Okay, that system which consists of two or more phases. We know that phase is what? Phase is the any part of the system having the same physical and chemical properties. That is called as the phase. And when a system consists of two or more phases, that is called as the heterogeneous system. And here we will discuss only the heterogeneous system when we are discussing this phase equilibrium rather than considering the homogeneous system. Okay, because the phase rule is only applicable for what? Applicable for only heterogeneous systems. It is not applicable for the homogeneous systems. So here we are considering the heterogeneous systems means what? A system consisting what? Two or more phases, that is called as the heterogeneous system. Two or more phases which are differ in what? Which are differ in chemical and physical properties. And that phases are called as the heterogeneous phases. For example of this heterogeneous phases is, that is the system containing liquid water and water vapor. Okay, that is the liquid water and water. Those its chemical composition is was H2O. जरी त्यांचं chemical composition काय असेल? H2 असेल, तरी these are considered as a heterogeneous system. What? Because both these liquid water and water vapor have the different physical properties. That's why this water system containing the liquid water and water vapor is considered as which system? That is the heterogeneous system. And for these, how many phases? Water phase 1 and water vapor phases 2. So this is also called as a two-phase system, where P is equal to 2. Okay, so this is in simple way, that is the phase. Then what is the component? The component is what? This is the least number of independent chemical constituents discussed. Okay, a least number of independent chemical constituents in terms of which composition of every phase can be expressed by means of a chemical equation. That is simply considered as the component. Means what? That is least number of independent chemical constituent. Chemical constituent means whatever the chemical, whatever the system is made up, and that made up by what? It will be considered as a chemical constituent. Okay, and that number should be the least. That is the minimum number of independent chemical constituents of which the composition of every phase can be expressed by means of a chemical equation. I will discuss it, explain it later on. Okay, so phase rule. In phase rule, this component, it is denoted by the capital C. Okay, let's discuss here the water system. Okay, whatever definition says that a least number of independent chemical constituents in terms of which composition of every phase can be expressed by means of a chemical equation. Means each phase composition will be discussed or expressed by a chemical equation, and that is simply called as a component. Okay, explain by simple giving this example. Okay, that is a water system in which there are the three phases: ice, water, and water vapor. Okay, so all the three phases expressed in terms of only one chemical individual, that is water. Okay, each phase, that is this ice, it is considered as solid, this is water, it is considered as the liquid, and this is water vapor, it is considered as the gas. What our definition says, that is the least number of independent chemical constituents of every phase. okay, which is the composition of every phase expressed by means of the chemical equation. So in this water system, each phase, that is solid, water and water vapor, the chemical composition of each phase is ice is made up of what? It is made up of water. So this I can write here water H2. Water, it is also written as chemical composition of this water is H2, and water vapor, it is also having the chemical formula or chemical composition or chemical equation, which is equal to what? Which is equal to H2. So for this water system, how many components are? Only one component. That is, each phase of this water system is expressed by a chemical equation, that is least number of independent chemical constituents or chemical equation, which is nothing but for H2O. So this is which system? This is the one component system. Okay, the next example is the sulfur system. Okay, so sulfur has four phases, that is rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur, liquid sulfur and sulfur vapor. These rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur, these are allotrope of each other. They have the same chemical properties, but they have the different physical properties, so the phases are the different. Liquid sulfur, this is a liquid form, and sulfur vapor, this is in the form of gases. Number of phases 4, but each phase of the sulfur system is described by the only one chemical individual, and that is what? That is nothing but only the sulfur. Okay, that is only the sulfur. So this is the sulfur system is how much? That is the one component system. That sulfur system is which component system? One component system. So thus all the phases in one component system is expressed by only one chemical individual. When there is the one component system, you say that it will, the phase contains only one chemical individual. Then another example is the solution of sodium chloride in water is a one phase system, right? That sodium chloride in water is a one phase system. Its composition is what? That is NaCl, and this is the water. Can be explained in terms of. So this NaCl, when I dissolve into the water, the clear solution is formed, and that is considered as a one phase system. So this sodium in water will be described by the two chemical equations. Which are these two chemical equations? That is the NaCl as well as the water. So this is the what? In this is the solution of sodium chloride is how many component system? This is the two component system. Okay, that is solution of sodium chloride in water. This is the two component system. Another example is that is the decomposition of calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate has how many phases? Three phases. That is the calcium carbonate solid, calcium oxide, that is the solid phase. These are the, and this is the CO2, this is the gas. So how many phases are there? There are the three phases, but the component expressed in terms only two components, two of the three substances in the equilibrium. So this will be expressed by, so this is a calcium carbonate. I can write this calcium carbonate, that is CaO plus CO2. So this whole system will be described by how many chemical equations or chemical substances? Only two chemical equations. Okay, only the two chemical equations, only the two components will be described these systems very well. So this decomposition of calcium carbonate, though it is a three-phase system, but it is the two component system. That is only two components, either calcium carbonate CO or CaO or CO2. Any two components will describe, chemical components will describe this system very easily, and that is considered as a two component system. So in this is the component. Component means it is the at least number of independent chemical constituents, or simply you say that whatever the system, heterogeneous system, it will be described by the chemical constituents, and least number of the chemical constituents, that will be described the whole system. Okay, that will describe the whole phases, or that will describe the whole that heterogeneous system, and that is, and that chemical constituents or chemical equation is considered as the component. Then next, then the degrees of freedom. So it is represented by F when we are discussing the phase rule equation. What is the degree of freedom? The least number of variable factors. Or which variable factors? Concentration, pressure and temperature, which must be specified so that the remaining variables are fixed. The remaining variables are fixed automatically and the system is completely defined. Means in simple way, what is the degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom means what? Okay, let we are considering that is the water system. When I am considering the water system, I will fix the two variables. Okay, which two variables? That is least number of variables means for describing the water system, I consider the two variables, that is the temperature and that is the pressure and the temperature. When I am plotting the graph temperature against pressure, at that time the two factors, the remaining variables means that is the concentration, and volume and volume, concentration and volume of that system automatically fixed. Means as this depends upon what? It depends upon the effect of temperature and pressure. When I am considering this variable, specified this variable for the water system, at that time the concentration and volume of that water will be automatically fixed, and that is considered as the degrees of freedom. Okay, by using these degrees of freedom we can determine the least number of variable factors for that phase or for that system. So this is the degrees of freedom which is denoted by the F. When if F is equal to 0 means it is non-variant or there is no having no degrees of freedom. There is no degrees of freedom. That is that system is independent system. When F is equal to 1, it is univariant. That is means I can fix only one variant. Either it may be the concentration, pressure or temperature which can fix the other variable automatically. Okay, so that is called as a univariant. When F is equal to 2, I consider as it is called as a bivariant, having the two degrees of freedom. Means to describe any system, but it means F is equal to 2 means to describe this phase or to describe the system, I have to fix how many variables? Two variables, or these two variables may be the concentration, pressure, or pressure, temperature, or temperature, concentration. So it will automatically fix the another one, remaining one. So this is simply the degrees of freedom. In mathematically we can calculate the degrees of freedom is equal to F is equal to what? F is equal to C minus T, C minus T plus 2. So by using the simple chemical formula, we can determine the degrees of freedom. F is equal to C minus T plus 2. So these are the terms we will discuss here today, which are, that is the phase. What is phase? Homogeneous part of the system having the all physical and chemical properties same, that is called as the phase. When there is only one phase, that is the homogeneous, that is called as a homogeneous system. When there are the two or more phases, it is called as heterogeneous system. Then the component means what? At least number of the chemical constituents which will describe or which will express or which will describe that phase throughout. तो पूर्ण phase त्यांना describe केला पाहिजे असा chemical formula. In general we consider as what? It is considered as a component and it is denoted by the C. Here we are discussing some examples: water system, then the sulfur system, then the decomposition of calcium carbonate and the solution of sodium chloride. Okay, so the water system, each phase of the water system is described by the only one chemical formula, that is H2O. So it is one component. Sulfur in also these four phases, but each phase is described by only one chemical component, that is the sulfur. And when we are considering the solution of that is the NaCl, at that time how many chemical constituents are there? NaCl as well as the water. So this is the two component system. Is there any third? No, there is no. When that is the decomposition of calcium carbonate, in which this whole system, when it is equilibrium, it can be described at least two. Which two? Either calcium carbonate, calcium oxide, or calcium oxide CO2, or CO2 or calcium carbonate. will be explained or will be described whole calcium carbonate system. So this is called as component. And last, what is the degrees of freedom? It is simply we can determine or we can calculate the number of variable factors, uh, least number of the variable factors which can be specified, and after this specifying the another variables are automatically fixed. This is called as the degrees of freedom, and it is denoted by the capital sign, capital F. And when f is equal to 0, it is called as non-variant. Means we don't have to uh, means what we don't have to fix any variable. It is independent. It does not depend upon the any variables. Then when f is equal to 1, it is called as univariant. That is only one variable factor should be fixed here to describe this. And when f is equal to 2, it is called as bivariant. That is, we have to describe the or we have to fix two variables to describe this system, and that is called as the bivariant. And simple formula, degrees of freedom is easily calculated by using this formula: f is equal to c minus t, where c is the component, t is the phase, and 2, this 2 is called as the, it is a constant. In next lecture, I will provide you the link, that is the in which there is the derivation of what, phase rule. And also I will give you the one YouTube link for Clausius-Clapeyron equation, that is derivation of Clausius-Clapeyron equation. Okay, thank you. If anybody have the queries regarding this today's lecture, be frankly ask me on or message me. Thank you very much.